Okay, let's take a look at this problem here. And we have two fractions. It looks like we're trying to add them up, but we can't do this until we have the lowest common denominator. So this is an area of confusion for a lot of students out there. It's probably one of the things that scare students when they're dealing with fractions, like, oh, how do I find the LCD? Because you need to find the LCD to do this particular problem. So if you recall, we cannot add or subtract fractions unless the denominators are the same. And clearly, these denominators are not the same. So we have to fix these fractions such that they do have the same denominator, and that is finding the LCD. So I'm going to teach you how to do that step by step. It's not that hard. When the problems are simple, when the denominators are lower numbers, generally a lot of you out there can handle those type of problems. But when the numbers, the denominator values get a little bit more, uh, get bigger, if you will, then a lot of students really struggle with the LCD. So again, we're going to go ahead and take care of that in just one moment. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher. And over the last many years, I've constructed many online math courses. So if you want to check out my full library of math courses and my math help program, I'm going to leave a link to that in the description of this video. Also, you'll find links to math notes, various different levels, pre-algebra, algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2 trig, etc. You can find that in the description or beneath this video. All right, so let's talk about the LCD. So couple different ways you can approach finding the lowest common denominator. You can think of it in a couple different manners, but what I'm going to try to do is give you a step-by-step procedure that you can handle every time. But effectively, what we're trying to do is find what we call the lowest common multiple between these two numbers. So some of you out there might have heard of this thing called LCM, lowest common multiple. Then there's the LCD. So a lot of these confusing terms, but let's just go ahead and give you a direct procedure on how to find the LCD. All right, so here is our fraction again. We have 3 over 20 plus 5 over 32. Well, what do we need to do? Well, this is what you want to do, okay? We want to take our denominators, okay, 20 and 32, and you want to build what we call a fraction tree, okay? Now, I'm sorry, a factorization tree, right? Now, here we have 20. Okay, this is one denominator. Here we have 32. And we want to factor each of these numbers into their prime factor. So let's focus on 20 here. So 20 is the same thing as 5 times 4. Okay, it could be 2 times 10. Doesn't make a difference because you're going to get to the same values here. And we want to just keep breaking up these factors. So 5 times 4. Now, I circled 5 because it's a prime number. In other words, I can't factor this anymore. It's just 1 times 5. So we'll just stop here, okay, and circle it. But here, this factor 4, I can continue to break this up as 2 times 2. But then I can't go any further because 2 is just 1 times 2. So when the only other factor is 1, it's prime, so we want to circle it. So 20, I can break this down as 5 times 2 times 2. So really, 20, its prime factorization is 5 times 2 times 2. Okay, this is the prime factorization of 20. And that's what we want to do here, okay? We want to look at the prime factors of each of these numbers. So let's take a look at 32. And again, you could do this different manner. You'll still get the same place. You can do 16 times 2, 8 times 4. So 8 times 4, you're like, okay, well, both of these values can continue to be factored. So let's just take a look at it. All right, so 8 is 4 times 2. I have a 2. This is prime, but I can continue to factor this 4. So I got this 4 into 2 as a 2 times 2. So we're done here. So we got 2 times 2 times 2. Then we have another 2, but then I had this 4 over here, right? 8 times 4, and I broke that up as 2 times 2. So, you know, you have to be neat when you do these factor trees here, okay? All right, so the prime factorization of 32 through this factor tree is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? So 32 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And we can, of course, write that as 2 to the 5th power. And we want to use these exponents or express things like this with powers, but that's for kind of a future lesson, okay? I just want you to understand that 32, its prime factorization is all these 2's multiplied together. Okay, so how do we find the LCD? All right, so the LCD is the following, okay? What we have to do is look at all the prime factors of both numbers, okay? And we need to have every single one represented, okay, in our LCD, okay? And we're going to multiply all these guys together. Let me show you what I mean. So here, okay, for the prime factorization of 20, we had a 5, a 2, and a 2. And then for 32, we had 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. So in the LCD, we have to have every single prime factor represented. So here, 5 is a unique number. I have to have that in my LCD, okay? But here's where it gets a little confusing. I have 2 here and a 2 here, and those 2's have to be represented in my LCD. But over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's. So the way it works is when you have the same value showing up between the two separate denominators, you have to go, in other words, we have a 2 here and a 2 here, and then we have 5 2's here. We have to go with the biggest representation of those numbers. So although I have 2 2's here, I have to pick the biggest representation, which is the 5 2's over here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so another way to express this is this is 2 squared. 2 times 2 is the same thing as 2 squared. And this is the same thing as 2 to the 5th power. All right, we need to pick the highest power. So that's 2 to the 5th, just like this. And of course, we had 5. All right, does that make sense to you? All right, so once we can see all the prime factors and we just select and each unique factor of those prime factors, and we make one big product, our LCD is going to be the product of all those unique prime factors. So this is going to be 5 times 5 2's, and that's 160. Okay, that is our LCD, 160. Now, another way to think of the LCD is the lowest number that both 20 and 32 will divide into. Okay, so what's the lowest number, the same number that they both divide into? So 160, 20 divided by 160 is 8, and 160 divided by 32 is 5. So 160 is the lowest number that both of these numbers divide into equally. So that's kind of another way to think about the LCD. That's good when you're dealing with lower values, but you need like a surefire procedure that will work with bigger numbers, okay? All right, so what does this, do for us? Well, again, the LCD, being that this is 160, all right? So our LCD for this problem is 160. Well, we would have to rewrite each of these fractions such that we had 160 in the denominator, okay? And that is a separate video on how to add fractions. Once you have the LCD, then we have to adjust the denominator, and that's, again, a separate topic. What I really wanted to focus in on here was just how to find the LCD, because that's generally where students run into a lot of problems. Okay, so if this video helps you out, okay, you're like, oh, okay, now this reinforce what you already have learned. Okay, it's one of these things, especially with fractions. We learn these things as in elementary school, but we don't really remember the procedure. We kind of know how to do them, but don't really know what we're doing. We just kind of have a gut intuition that we learn this, and that's kind of a testament to your elementary teachers. They really taught you well, especially if you kind of know how to do it, but you don't really know why you're doing it. But at this level, adding fractions, okay, finding the LCD is a very, very important skill, especially not only with dealing with fractions that have numeric numbers, but in algebraic fractions, okay? And then we're dealing with algebra fractions, in other words, where the denominators have variables, we use the same procedure, okay, that I just kind of showed you here. All right, so if you like this video, I certainly appreciate a big thumbs up. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, I have hundreds and hundreds of videos that can help you out. So hopefully you'll consider subscribing. Again, if you want to check out my full math instruction, you'll find the link to my math program below. And if you want to pick up a set of notes, you can pick up a set of notes by just clicking on the various links in the description. All right, with that being said, again, the LCD, don't let it stop you in terms of fractions, and don't do fractions like if you don't really, what's the word? Don't guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't guess. Don't be like, yeah, I think I know what I'm doing. Let me just do a bunch of problems, but I'm not quite sure that this is the right way. Just stop what you're doing and always learn how to do one problem correctly, okay? Then move forward and practice that skill and that procedure. All right, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.